Hello, everybody. I'm Dustin Benzel, and welcome to my reflections of the fifth generation part 2. Because if you remember, my video was already like 40 minutes long, and oh man, that's that's a lot of megabytes right there. 600. I don't know if I'll be able to upload that. I might have to actually edit this in 3 parts and stuff like that. So let me just do that particular part right now. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second edition of the second part of the. No, never mind. No, I'm just kidding. Um, so let's get into this. As I left off, we were talking about Cameron and stuff like that, but I wanna go back a little bit before I rip on Cameron some more. Here's the reason why I didn't like Ash versus Trip the finale. For one thing, it was only a one-on-one, and it was the first battle ever. Ash versus Trip, the first battle either of them had, and we didn't even get to see Trip's Pokemon. We didn't get to see what else he had. So if you remember, the only Pokemon that we remember Trip having was Tranquil, Vanillite, Conkeldurr, Superior, and Lampent. And if I'm not mistaken, that's it. Actually, yeah, he had Frillish too. That's right. Or actually, if we go by what other happened, we pretty much guarantee that Trip had a Jellicent, if I'm not mistaken, because there was a special uh, uh, Pokemon League thing that happened during that time for, I think it was like not XY2, X2, Y2, no, Black and White 2, where you could download people and they did it based off the anime where it was where there was Trip and Stefan and Trip had Jellicent. I don't know if that was because they were trying to make it so that Trip's Pokemon had fully evolved. But there were some moments where I believe actually there was like a magazine, I think, that said Trip had Jellicent or something like that. Or that applied to like Burgundy or something like that. I can't exactly remember, but there was some spoilers somewhere that revealed Pokemon, even though they weren't shown on screen and stuff like that. And I think one of them could have been Trip's Jellicent. Anyway, I'm just talking. Sorry. I'm just babbling on and on and on. So I apologize for that. But anyway, the reason why I didn't like Superior versus Pikachu is because, for all intents and purposes, Ash should have lost that straight off. You know, and the only reason he didn't was because at least the writers were at least going to be a little nice to him and at least have Ash progress. But the thing was, Ash should have lost that one because the thing is, Pikachu was knocked unconscious. It really was knocked unconscious, and I'm really surprised that the referee didn't say Pikachu is unable to battle. I don't know if it's because unconscious doesn't necessarily mean fainted or unable to battle. I don't really know what the specific rules are on this and stuff like that, but Ash should have lost that one. So, so let's get back into Cameron. Like I said, Cameron was just a stupid trainer, and the only reason he even beat Ash was because of his Pokemon's brute strength and uh, the ridiculous nature of Cameron's Riolu evolving to Lucario and beating Pikachu. Now, here's the thing. People have said that it's about time that Ash gets his just desserts for having someone evolve and beat a Pokemon. The thing is, it was different with Cameron. Riolu apparently, even though I don't see how this was possible because I actually saw the episode, people have said that Riolu was struggling with Snivy. I don't really think so. The only thing that I remember seeing is that Snivy just got a good hit in, and suddenly Riolu decided, oh, I can't take that, and just decided to evolve. Just a big middle finger to Ash and his team, basically. Now, here's the thing. Whenever Ash's Pokemon evolve, and to beat a Pokemon and to progress further, he has only ever beat one Pokemon afterwards, if any. I remember when Ash's Chimchar evolved and Monferno lost to Electabuzz, even though probably it would have been nice to see Monferno winning, and then Paul could have quickly sent out Honchkrow, and Honchkrow could have used Sky Attack or Dark Pulse, and Monferno could have lost. But, you know, whatever, that's 4th gen. So, like I said, when it comes to Ash, most of the time he only beats that Pokemon that he's struggling with. Now, I know people might bring up Kingler, but here's the thing. Ash's Krabby evolved during the break. Kind of like how Chimchar evolved during the break. So it only... So even though Kingler did knock out Mandy, Seadra, and Golbat in the Indigo League, the thing was it was Krabby that beat Executor, then evolved, then battled. So it was very different because it was during a break of Krabby evolving into Kingler during that break for beating Executor. So it's not exactly the same. And I don't want to go through all of Ash's Pokemon that evolved during battles, but most of the time, it has only ever been to beat that particular Pokemon, like with Boldore and stuff like that. When Roggenrola evolved into Boldore, it only beat Excadrill. It didn't beat Palpitoad. It didn't beat Krokorok. It just beat Excadrill. So that's the problem that I have. That Snivy or Riolu evolved into Lucario and beat Snivy, and if that wasn't enough to add insult to injury for Ash in general, Pikachu had to battle Lucario, and Pikachu lost that one. The only upside to this is that Pikachu outright lost. That's a good thing. I really don't like, well, it's okay some of the times, but one of the things I don't like is the excessive wins where it's just two Pokemon standing and staring at each other, or they're facing apart and one of them starts to falter and fall to the ground. That's one thing that I don't really like when it comes to the end of a match. I like outright battles, outright wins or outright losses. I don't like the who technically has more stamina that can stay up just for a few more seconds. Oh, it was that guy. So that was really disappointing. Those are sometimes really disappointing. I mean, it worked with Charizard and Blastoise, Ash's Charizard versus Gary's Blastoise, but again, it's just one of those things where it's excessive. So the only upside to Pikachu losing to Cameron's Lucario is that it was an outright loss, similar to Pikachu's loss against Excadrill. It didn't come to the wire. What happened was Lucario managed to get a good Aura Sphere in, I believe it was Aura Sphere, and knocked Pikachu for a loop, and Pikachu lost. But like I said, that was so uncalled for and unnecessary. See, one of the things is, I really, really wanted Ash with a Riolu, and then it could evolve into Lucario, because I really thought that would be cool and stuff like that. And people are all like, well, that would destroy the bond with Pikachu and Ash. Look, people, if Ash and Infernape had one of the greatest bonds that Ash has ever had in any of his Pokemon, because if you saw the 4th generation, you watched Ash versus Chimchar, Ash versus Ash and Monferno and Ash Infernape, you would realize that that was the best relationship between Pokemon and trainer that I have ever seen. Infernape's development throughout the whole entire 4th gen series was top notch. So I don't agree that Lucario would have done anything, but that's 4th gen. That's 4th gen. I apologize for jumping into 4th gen. So basically, yeah, that's how it is. The thing with Cameron and stuff like that, Cameron just wasn't a good trainer. He won by sheer brute force, and I don't care. You can disagree with me all you want, but the fact is, even Ash, I don't know if they were trying to have someone more stupid than Ash, because a lot of people think Ash is stupid. I don't know if I entirely agree with that. There just may be some cases where Ash is just naive and stuff like that. So I'm not entirely sure I believe that Ash is technically considered stupid, or he may be the stupidest of the group that he's in, but whatever. That's that. But like I said, Cameron was just plain stupid. He was more stupid than Ash. Ash would not screw up this much. Don't bring in the 4th gen. Don't throw that into my face. That was out of character for Ash entirely. Do not bring that up. Please do not bring that up, because that doesn't count. That was just the writers being stupid. Okay, that wasn't Ash. That was Cameron. That was actually Cameron right there. Cameron turned into Ash during the 4th gym against Alessa, and that's what we saw. We saw Cameron. We didn't see Ash. You know, we saw Cameron using Ash's mind and stuff like that. No. But, the thing with Cameron is he wouldn't even gotten to the league if it wasn't for Ash. He everything that happened was because of Ash. Ash helped Cameron get to where Cameron was. And the thing is, Cameron came in so late that it really didn't matter. Maybe the primary problem that I have with Cameron is he came way too late and that it was just a bunch of crap. Because at this particular point, Ash had enough rivals. I mean, Ash could have lost to Virgil for the top 8, and I wouldn't have had a problem with that. So why is it that Bianca, who I really wanted to battle Ash, had to lose to Cameron? No, I really wanted Bianca versus Ash. Bianca was the first female rival that Ash had. She really was. I mean, she showed up in a lot of episodes. She wanted to be a league competitor, which was really nice and stuff like that. And it was like the first female rival that Ash ever had that actually was a recurring character. Burgundy or even Georgia or whatever wasn't a league rival, so that didn't really matter. But the thing was, it's just disappointing that that the one female rival that Ash has turns up to just be some sort of special fodder for Cameron. Even that battle was crap, because I really think Bianca should have won that. I mean, Bianca wasn't exactly the best trainer, but, at least she was who she was. Bianca technically could be seen as smarter than Cameron. Bianca could be seen as smarter than Cameron. And the only thing that Bianca has was that she was a little ditzy. She was kind of like Barry in 4th gen. Now, Barry wasn't exactly stupid. Barry was actually pretty good there, He was just ditzy and he was just outrageous and stuff like that. So that's another thing. It's like when there are actually fun rivals introduced, Ash doesn't battle them. Ash didn't get to battle Barry in the league. Ash didn't get to battle Bianca in the league, and that was really disappointing. But no, we had Cameron, and Ash lost to Cameron in a ridiculous way. And to add insult to injury, Cameron lost so easily to the next battle against Virgil that I swear, Ash, if he had the right combination. Now, here's the thing. I think the writers screwed up, the executive producers and all that screwed the league up because Ash had so many Pokemon that only one Pokemon except Pikachu, would only get one battle. Now, if you remember, it was Trip Superior versus Pikachu. The second battle, I believe, was technically Darumaka versus Scraggy. That was the only league battle. Then we have Palpitoad, Leavanny, and Crocodile. And then the rest of Ash's Pokemon, plus Pikachu, did the battle with Cameron. So, yeah. The thing is, I don't know what happened, but if looking back at it, it looks like Ash took the Unova League too fun. Like he was just there having fun. It didn't look like he was taking it serious. He was just trying to have fun battling and stuff like that. And I feel like that's the reason that crippled Ash, because he didn't take it seriously. And that was kind of disappointing because Ash took his other league battles seriously. I mean, maybe not so much the Indigo League, but it was the Silver Conference and the Hoenn League and the Sinnoh League that Ash really took his battling seriously, and the thing with the Unova League, the only battle that I can see that Ash took seriously, technically, was against Trip, because Ash was, upset that he could be losing, and versus Stefan, but when it came to Ash versus Stefan, or Ash versus Cameron, it was basically just not a real league battle. It was just some battle for fun, even though the stakes were pretty high. So I really disagree with that. And the thing that makes it worse is that we follow up into 2 mini series arcs that weren't exactly top notch. Because sad thing is, even when Charizard returned for the whole episode in and the Declare adventures and stuff like that, and it was really nice seeing Charizard tag along and stuff like that. The horrible part about it was that Ash didn't get a team change at all. Actually, for that matter, no one got a team change. The last team change Iris had was Dragonite, although she apparently has a Gibble now. Apparently, I'm assuming that's right. I believe she has a Gibble. I don't remember seeing that special. I know it aired sometime during the 6th generation, but I don't know. It's gonna have to. I may have to look it up. I don't remember seeing that, so I'm not really sure. I think it means Iris has a Gibble. I'm not really sure on that, so it's up in the air for the most part. But yeah, but that happened after the series, so that doesn't really count. It's kind of like Dawn and Cyndaquil evolving during 5th gen, or that series where Dawn was still in what is it, Little Root Town, and she was with some trainer, or going to be trainer, and that's when her Cyndaquil evolved. And it's pretty hot and stuff in this room, even though it's like winter already, or it's pretty much winter. Nah, it's not winter yet, is it? Nah, winter won't happen till what, near Christmas. Anyway, let's hurry up. So it was really disappointing to see that Ash did not get a single team change. You know, Snivy should have evolved at this particular point, because one of the things that I hated about how Snivy was treated, Snivy was the old-time favorite of my starters that Ash had. Not only was Snivy a female Pokemon that Ash had, Snivy had the best personality of all of them. I remember the Snivy capture when Ash caught Snivy, and that episode was really great. You know, I love Tepig's capture too, because Pokeboo, you know, the Japanese name, Pokeboo had a cute voice, you know, and it was so adorable, and it was cute little lady Piglet and stuff like that, you know. But Snivy was just so awesome. It's like Snivy was really hurt because she really didn't have anyone to, you know, be with and stuff like that. So that episode was really nice, you know. But Snivy, the only new move it learned was Leaf Blade, and it was used against Trip's Servine when Snivy used Attract and stuff like that. And Snivy didn't develop at all. Snivy didn't evolve into Servine. Servine didn't evolve into Serperior, and I would have loved to see that, because Snivy seemed like that Pokemon that should have evolved, you know, but we got Tepig evolving into Pignite, and that was pretty much it, you know. I mean, I can understand that they wanted to keep a balance. The thing about the 5th generation in terms of Ash's Pokemon is they were balanced. There were 3 basic types, 3 middle stage types, and then there were 3 fully evolved Pokemon. And Scraggy, the thing about Scraggy was it was the only Pokemon that Ash had of the Unova region that was part of a 2-stage, just it and its evolution. You know, other than that, Ash had a 3-stage Pokemon, you know, that could have that a basic stage, a middle stage, and a final evolution stage and stuff like that. So it was like 3, 3, and 3 plus Pikachu. So, you know, but the thing is, you know, there should have been some evolutions during that. I'm not saying there should have been captures, because I wouldn't have expected it to progress into 6th generation, since 6th generation introduced the least amount of Pokemon and didn't exactly have any evolutions to any of the old generation Pokemon except Eevee, just to give Sylveon or Eevee a fairy type evolution and stuff like that. So that was really disappointing to see that there were no team changes. Heck, the only team changes that we get are from Claire catching a shiny Druddigon and Professor Oak catching a Rotom. That was pretty much it. I mean, I suppose some people out there might count Charizard returning as a team change, but I don't know if Charizard really counts, because nothing really happened with Charizard, because Charizard really didn't do anything, really. It just appeared just to appear. And the weird thing was, I don't know why, but they gave Charizard a weaker move set. I don't know if when Charizard is not battling or whatever, it has a weak move set, or when it is battling, it has a really cool move set. But that was really disappointing and stuff like that. Speaking of which, let's backtrack to the league. The one thing that I really liked was Palpitoad using Sludge Wave. I have to give that notice because that was really cool. Because so far, Ash's Palpitoad debuted the move, and Palpitoad is the only one to have used Sludge Wave, which is really nice. I really like it when the group's Pokemon or the group actually debut a Pokemon or a particular move. It's really nice. So you could say, how did Sludge Wave appear in the anime? Oh, that's right. It was Ash's Palpitoad that used Sludge Wave during the Pokemon League versus against Stefan's Zebstrika. Anyway, fast forward. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to note that, how that was notable for the moment, but there was nothing new. The whole entire filler sagas was nothing new. We didn't get any evolution changes. I don't even think we got any move changes. Our move differences. I'm trying to think, and I don't think anyone got a new move at all. Charizard only showed up with new moves, but it didn't learn anything new. Didn't use Blast Burn or something like that, which a lot of people wanted, from what I could tell. And it would have been fine, but, whatever. But, whatever. whatever. Sorry about that. Whew! Man, we got to cut this short. So, yeah, the one thing that I will say is that the Declora Islands was really nice. There was more episodes of the Declora Islands that I really enjoyed, and a lot of them had to do with Alexa, who introduced Gogoat and Helioptile and Noivern. Now, that whole entire thing was really well. I liked those episodes. I liked when Ash used Pignite to go up against the Golurk in sumo wrestling, a nod to when Snorlax did sumo wrestling and stuff like that. And there were other episodes that were really nice. I didn't see all of the episodes. The 5th gen was really what turned me off in a lot of the Pokemon, and that's when I became more stingy when it came to episodes. So I don't exactly watch all the episodes anymore. I used to watch all the episodes, but it was 5th gen and the whole thing that really ruined it for me, that it just became ridiculous. There are actually some XY episodes that I haven't seen, so let's move on. So like I said, that was really great. In the final episode, not the previous episode, the departure of Iris and Silent could have done a lot better. I don't know what they were thinking when they made that episode. It's just primarily about Team Rocket, and then Iris and Silent decided, hey, let's go on to a train to Johto. Sorry, Ash, we're going to have to leave you here in Vermilion City. You and Alexa go on to Professor Oak. Now, the thing about the last episode that I really, really enjoyed was that not only did we get to see all of Ash's Unova Pokemon, we also got to see some of his other Pokemon. We saw Tauros, we saw Bulbasaur, and then in the final shot, we saw Ash with all of his Pokemon. And that was really nice. Sure, it was just a picture, but, I really hope they keep doing that. I really would like to see that more and more and more. With the Unova, with Ash having 6th gen Pokemon now, I really want to see a league episode, or not a league, a lab episode, where Ash goes to Pallet Town, or it's a Pallet, you know what? No. I don't care if Ash is in the episode at all or whatever, but I want Ash's Pokemon to be in there. I want a lab episode where all of Ash's Pokemon show up. I want a special Professor Oak lab episode where all of Ash's Pokemon show up and all of Ash's Pokemon do something. I realize that might be a lot of voice actors and stuff like that, but I really want to see that. I really want to see all of Ash's Pokemon just doing things, And I kind of want it to be after the 6th generation, because I don't know what Ash is going to have after 6th generation, but I would like to see that. I would like to see a lab episode where all of Ash's Pokemon show up, not just the generational Pokemon and stuff like that. So the thing about that was it was really great. It was weird because the last episode of 5th gen was honestly one of the better episodes of the entire 5th gen series. And it was like at that particular moment that I don't know if it was because there's too many Pokemon in fifth generation, but the writers and executive producers did not care about fifth generation at all. And then I'm looking at sixth generation, and even though I have my own little complaints about it, it seems that the writers and executive producers care more about sixth generation. And I don't know if that has something to do with the Pokemon, but I'm not seeing why. See, I can understand Ken Sugimori, the art director, the art supervisor, or the executive producer and art design of Pokemon. I can understand his complaints in the fifth generation, where there was just too many Pokemon and stuff like that, and he really had a problem with that. But that shouldn't translate to the executive producers or the anime writers and stuff like that. It makes no sense that the less Pokemon there are in general, that the better the series is, you know? My favorite series was the fourth generation because of all the character development for the Pokemon and the character interactions and the way that it was handled. You know, Ash got Infernape and Torterra, even though Torterra got horribly screwed over, you know? But like I said, the fifth gen was not very well done. And at this particular point, I can easily say it was the worst series that I've ever seen or had the pleasure of dealing with. You know, it really was that bad. I did not like fifth generation. I understand that maybe they're trying something new, but they just stopped caring eventually. I don't know if that was because of the earthquake that happened in Japan that postponed the Team Plasma episodes. I don't know if that was the reason why a lot of this went horribly wrong. I'm almost positive some things wouldn't have changed as much, but if it did, it really is a shame that that the earthquake may have burnt out the anime team at that particular time, and it took up until the sixth generation to actually recharge from that earthquake. You know, yeah, I'm not going to blame the earthquake for the quality of the fifth gen series. I'm going to blame the executive producers and the writers for the fifth gen series. You know, the earthquake happened. We just had to deal with it, you know, and that was kind of bad and horrible, but that's what happens. There's really nothing you can do. It's a natural disaster, you know. So this pretty much covers my reflections. I can't think of anything else to talk about, you know. So after this, I think I might move on to fourth generation reflections, and I'll keep going back down until the first generation. And then maybe I'll go back to discussing XY. Maybe I'll actually discuss specific parts of the series. You know, like maybe I'll talk about Ash and his Pokemon, what I think of them, or Serena, or Clement, or Bonnie, and stuff like that. So this concludes the reflections of fifth generation. Hopefully, the next following reflections won't be two-parters, especially one that's going to be about an hour and 10 minutes approximately. You know, so I don't. So you know. So thank you for watching this particular reflections. Tell me what you overall thought of fifth generation. Did you like it? Because you probably could have liked it. Maybe write down what you thought of other generations too. Maybe you liked other generations more. What was your favorite generations and why? And who knows? Maybe if there's just a little amount of people commenting and stuff, maybe I'll give a shout out to some of your theories and ideas and stuff like that. So this concludes my reflections of fifth generation. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.